World War I. The real core schools never explain the lie we were taught. World War I is often explained with one simple story: a single gunshot in Sarajevo that pushed the world into chaos. But this version hides the real truth. The war did not begin with a bullet. It began years earlier, in silence, in secret meetings, political greed, fear, and power struggles between empires. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand was not the cause of the war. It was only the excuse. To understand the real beginning of World War I, we must look deeper than textbooks allow. Europa before 1914. A continent ready to explode. Before the war, Europe looked stable and powerful. But underneath, it was extremely fragile. The world was controlled by massive empires. Britain ruled the seas. Germany was rising fast, with industry and military power. France wanted revenge for past defeats. Russia sought influence in Eastern Europe, and Austria-Hungary was struggling to hold itself together. Every empire feared losing power. Trust was gone. Instead of cooperation, nations prepared for conflict, believing war was inevitable. The arms race and the rise of nationalism. As fear spread across Europe, countries began producing weapons at an alarming rate. Armies expanded, navies grew larger, and military spending exploded. This arms race created constant tension. At the same time, nationalism was rising. People were taught that their nation was superior and that enemies were a threat to survival. Young men were told war meant glory and honor. No one talked about trenches, starvation, or mass death. Europe was being emotionally prepared for war long before it actually began. Secret alliances. The system that guaranteed war. One of the most dangerous elements before World War I was the alliance system. Europe was divided into two powerful camps. Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy formed the Triple Alliance, while Britain, France, and Russia formed the Triple Entente. These alliances were supposed to protect peace. In reality, they made war unavoidable. If one nation entered a conflict, its allies were forced to follow. Hidden treaties and secret promises meant leaders knew that even a small conflict could drag the entire continent into war. The Balkans. Europe's powder keg. The Balkans were the most unstable region in Europe. Ethnic tensions, nationalism, and old grudges filled the area. Austria-Hungary controlled many Slavic people, while Serbia wanted independence and influence. Russia secretly supported Serbia, seeing itself as the protector of Slavic nations. Austria-Hungary feared losing control, and Germany stood firmly behind Austria. Everyone knew the Balkans were dangerous. One mistake here could trigger a massive conflict, and the world was watching closely. The assassination, an excuse, not the cause. On June 28, 1914, Archduke Franz Ferdinand was assassinated in Sarajevo. History books say this moment started World War I. But the truth is more uncomfortable. Austria-Hungary already wanted to destroy Serbia. Germany had already promised full military support. War plans were prepared long before the assassination. When the Archduke was killed, leaders finally had the excuse they needed. Austria sent an impossible ultimatum to Serbia, and when Serbia could not accept every demand, war was declared. How one decision pulled the world into war. Once Austria attacked Serbia, the alliance system activated like falling dominoes. Russia mobilized to protect Serbia. Germany declared war on Russia. Germany then attacked France and invaded Belgium. Britain entered the war to defend Belgium. In a matter of weeks, a regional conflict became a global war. Diplomacy did not fail because it was weak. It failed because leaders chose war over peace. The truth schools rarely teach. World War I was not fought for ordinary people. It was fought for empires, pride, political survival, and power. Millions of soldiers died because of decisions made by a small group of leaders. By the time the war ended, more than 20 million people were dead. Empires collapsed, economies were destroyed, and the world was left unstable. Worst of all, the unfair peace that followed created the conditions for World War II. Final warning. Why this history still matters. World War I is not just a story from the past. It is a warning for the future. the same dangerous ingredients still exist today. Military alliances, arms races, nationalism, and global power struggles. When the real causes of history are ignored, history repeats itself. This is Pastora Doc, where history is explained the way it really happened. If you believe truth matters, subscribe for more real documentaries.